everybody, good morning. It is Wednesday morning. Just got done working out. I'm a little mussed up and a little sweaty, but it is still a good time to make a tag video. Now, I was tagged by the lovely Gina Pearson from Gina Pearson. I'm going to put her link below. Please go check out her channel. I really love her channel. I've been following her for a while. It's not just about weight loss. Sometimes she'll do, which I do love those videos too, but sometimes she'll do a potpourri of things, like she'll do maybe a product review, a decluttering video, maybe some recipes, and then the ones that I really, really love are the ones where we just hang out and she talks and visits, and I really have always loved those videos. Also, you can catch her singing. She has a wonderful, beautiful voice, and sometimes you can catch those videos as well, and that's a real treat. But anyway, go check her out. Tell her I said hi. And Gina, if you're out there, thanks so much for tagging me. I love doing tags. I'm going to tag a few people. I will put them at the end of the video and also in the description bar. So let's get started. This is a getting back on track tag. Number 1, are you still on plan? Short answer, yes. Long answer, with a twist. It's like we just got out of Memorial Day weekend. We had hot dogs. I made potato salad. I mean, my points were a little bit higher. Yes, I had the Fit points for them. I probably, I ended up using some Fit points, which I never use my Fit points, or I know, nothing ever happens. But I am maintaining right where I'm at. So even though sometimes I have higher point items, I don't have an abundance of them, and I keep it in mind so that I can adjust elsewhere. And then also I remember at one point telling my husband, wow, these are the best brownies I've ever had. Anyway, so there was a little bit of a higher point thing going on this weekend, but it is another week, and I'm on the WW Purple plan, so I was doing Lazy Purple this weekend. No more Lazy Purple. I have to get back to Serious Purple this week. So number 2, is the quarantine affecting your journey? It has. And, it kind of has waves. It comes in waves, ups and downs, of course, because there's a lot of issues dealing with, being tucked away for that amount of time, having to process all that, you know what I mean? I found that I need to stay hyper vigilant and being focused about where I'm at mentally in order to keep myself motivated. And it's been a little challenging, I think. But I think we're all in the same boat, and we can agree with that, you know what I mean? But we'll just keep on pushing forward, right? That's what we have to do, is just put one more foot in front of the other and then do it the next day and just keep going. And pretty soon we're going to look back and find out that we actually advanced so far ahead. So just keep going forward. Number 3, do you stress eat? If so, how to control it? I don't tend to stress eat. I do other things. What I do is I stress clean. I have noticed that. And I'm quite happier doing that, I guess, than taking it out on my eating habits because it's better for me to do that. And then I end up living in a cleaner, environment. So if I'm emptying a closet or something like that, or painting a room or something, I'm trying to work something out. And so, yeah, I think finding another thing to do instead. Sometimes, doing a craft, which I've said before, try a craft or something that you really enjoy doing to take your mind off of it. But I've found it hard sometimes to really focus on doing something, that's that positive that you can, and that creative, that is not positive, but creative, where you really have to be focused on being creative when you're distracted like that. And it's so much easier for me to do something like cleaning or decluttering or doing something where my mind can continue to work, or I could listen to, a story on tape or something like that while I'm moving and working out in the physical. Then it just helps to pass the time that much more. And it just seems to work better for me to do it that way. But anyway, long answer there. But so yeah, I don't really stress eat, and I just find other therapeutic ways to deal with it that are beneficial to my environment. Number 4, what advice can you give someone off plan? We are homeschoolers, and sometimes I watch other homeschooling videos, and one of them that I watched not long ago. It was from the Charlotte Mason Method of Teaching website. And I heard the woman on there who's kind of a mentor to me in that method of teaching. So, sorry, I got a phone call. All right, so the acronym of KISS, just to remember that. If you're going to go off plan, you're going to have to turn around and go, why am I going off plan? And you could use those 4 little letters to kind of help you check in where you're at. The K would stand for keep. What is it that you're doing that you want to keep on your journey that's working out really well for you? You can use that time to pause and reflect and give yourself some kudos and some, acknowledgement of those achievements. What is it that you want to keep that you know you're doing right? I, improvement. What is it that you're doing that needs improvement? And obviously, if you're going to be off plan, there's something along the line that needs improvement. Are you honest enough and ready enough with yourself to be honest and go, I do need to improve on whatever it is. Maybe it's a habit. Maybe it's, maybe it's just a substitution that you need to make in your foods. Maybe cut down on the oil and, fill it up with something more natural. When I do a lot of baking, if something calls for oil, I will try to replace it with applesauce. I used to do that in full, but now what I do is I do work in a little bit of oil because it does soften the baked goods, and I try to use at least half of the applesauce or something like that. So there's always room for improvement. Maybe you can add more vegetables onto the plate than you have of a higher fat item. Maybe you can have less refined sugars, right? Maybe you can replace that. And so there's always a place to improve, right? Maybe you can try a little harder on your workouts. And then let's go to the next letter in the acronym, which is S, stop. What is it that you just need to stop? Maybe it's negative talk. Maybe it's, something that you're doing that's a bad habit that you want to change that habit. And the last S in the acronym would be start. So usually if you're going to stop a bad habit, it's a good time to start a new habit. So you've got keep. What do you want to keep? What do you need to improve? What do you need to stop? And what do you need to start? I would really encourage you, if you're off plan, to look back and ask yourself those things and try to get reoriented so that you can get remotivated. Because without motivation, you're not going to be able to get to your goal very well. And honestly, if you don't have a goal, you're not going to be very motivated. Another thing to reflect on would be the goal and what is it that you're shooting for. And if you have to cut that down into mini goals, then cut it down into mini goals so that you can do that. Sometimes it's easier to do it that way. Number 5, how can your channel help someone off track? I'm hoping that maybe with some videos like this, where maybe there's a few tips and there's something you can glean out of that, or maybe the recipe videos. I love sharing recipes. And so maybe something out of there can help you, along, or maybe just hanging out and having the community. Right now, it's really, I think, important to have that community involvement and just have some sort of support. Just a word or two or an encouraging sentence really helps me out, and I hope will really help you out as well. And so encouragement, support, resources, I'm hoping that maybe you can find some of that in my channel. Number 6, what does your channel offer as far as a weight loss journey? Those are the same things that I just talked about. I'm hoping that maybe some of those can help someone else. And number 7, what do you want to say to your subscribers who are not on track and not watching? And that one I didn't really understand. Is that not watching my channel, or because then they wouldn't see this? So I didn't understand that one, but let me think about that one. I would have to say just the same thing. I get in those moods myself where I have to pull back because there's so much going on in my life, and sometimes you do need to step back, but don't stay gone for too long. You know what I mean? Just know that you have the support here, and that there is such a good resource here to fall back on, and that this community is here for you. People could be gone like a year or more or whatever it is and come back and I really don't know anybody. I mean, maybe there are people who are like that, but I know I would never say, oh, you've been gone so long, you don't matter anymore. Nobody's going to say that. You know what I mean? Take whatever time you need, but know that there's someone, you know, there's a community here. You can come back when you need to. And, you know, hopefully this community is always changing and growing. And so sometimes people leave and new people come in, and then there's some people that stick around. Don't ever feel like, and I have felt this, you know, long ago, that if I'm gone so long, well, how dare I come back? And, you know, it's not really fair for me to come back and think that I can just, you know, take part in the community again. You can always do that. You can always take part in the community. Don't think it's ever too late. It's never too late. So, you know, to come in, get refreshed, get renewed in the community, and get support that you need for your journey. And, you know, and there'll be a bunch of people who are here who will be open to your support as well. So never feel that way. Number 8, any advice you would offer to someone who has gone off plan and don't feel they can come back? Well, that's just what I was talking about. Always, always, always come back. You can't go so far that you can't come back. As long as you're still around, you can turn around and come back, right? And every single person in this community has something to offer. Even for people that you don't like, you know, in your life, you can still learn something from them. And so I think just, you know, so imagine people that you do like, how much value they have and how much they can give to you, you know, and how much you get along with these people. Those people are like super valuable because there's a lot of give and take in that relationship. But anyway, I think this is a great community. I know it's got, you know, it's peppered with a few spicy flakes of, you know, controversy now and then, and, you know, little arguments and things like that. But I think overall it really has been a great community. I've been in other communities on YouTube, and I really find this one to be one of the most positive, so overall. So anyway, I'm going to let you go, so I will put the tag people at the end of this video. And if you've already been tagged, don't worry about it. If you don't want to do it, don't worry about it either, but I want to tag some people. All right, guys, I love you a lot. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you later. Bye.